Seminar. My name is Faye Brink, and I'm delighted to be your host. Today, we're going to be covering everything that you need to know as a first-time home buyer, from understanding the home buying process to securing the right mortgage. So let's get started. I have been in real estate for a couple of years now. I work for David Christopher and Associates, which is headquartered in Dallas, but has offices in Houston, where I am, and in Austin. My firm works both with residential and commercial real estate consumers. So me and my colleagues here, Michael Gates from Happy Homes Mortgage and JW Beauchamp of Ally Title and Escrow, are here today to break down the home buying journey into manageable steps and ensure that you have a clear understanding of what lies ahead. Home buying can be confusing and intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. So we're doing this seminar with the aim of empowering first-time home buyers with knowledge. Some key topics we'll be covering throughout this seminar are the pre-qualification and pre-approval process for a loan, and any credit or income requirements that you might want to know about, and figuring out the best loan products for your situation. Rate locks, that's all Michael's territory. Finding the right realtor, finding the right home, the buyer's advantage, the tools that we have available, showings and open houses, making an offer and negotiations, contracts, and keeping things legal, pending or under contract or in escrow, and what does this all mean? Inspection, appraisal, renegotiation of terms if needed, preparing for closing, final walkthrough, closing day, and the importance of title insurance. A lot of this it's very heavy information, but we're going to kick things off with Michael first, and you'll see why. But just before we do, I'll tell you why. So most people assume that the process starts out with house hunting. They get super excited and run out into the market to find me or one of my other realtor colleagues to show them a home, and we're more than happy to. But what generally happens is, though, they fall in love with the house and they want to make an offer right away, right? So unless they're a cash buyer, they skipped a step here, and they're just not ready. I can't submit an offer without proof of funds. Not only that, but we don't really even know what your budget is, since a loan officer hasn't run the numbers. Worst case scenario is that you've fallen in love with a home, and so have other home buyers, and they were ready to buy it, but you weren't. So you lost out to their speedier, ready to roll offer. I don't want to see that happen to you. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I've seen it happen, and people move fast these days. They're ready to go. So since that's the case, some of the first questions I ask when I talk to somebody who's looking to buy a home is, how are you planning to buy the home? And do you need me to connect you with some lenders? It's just that critical, honestly. So Michael, can you take it from here with this side of things?
Absolutely. Thank you, Faye. My name is Michael Gates. I'm a loan officer with Happy Home Lending. I'm actually a mortgage broker, so I work with about 30 banks. What that means is that I can submit your application to multiple lenders. But you don't have to worry. When we submit these applications, we're only going to pull your credit once. And then for those clients that Faye may have that's not credit ready, we can provide a free credit repair document. So how does the pre-approval process work? So first thing you're going to do is you're going to complete the loan application. You're going to upload your income and your asset documentation. Then we're going to submit all of that information through our automated underwriting system. And that underwriting system is going to give us the decision on your loan, if your loan can be approved, and any outliers or any conditions that may need to be satisfied. Now, this is a pre-approval. So some of the do's and don'ts of a pre-approval is, one, you want to continue to save your money once you get a pre-approval. Two, you don't want to apply for any new credit. 3, do not quit your job. That's very important. 4, don't deposit large amounts of money that we can't explain in detail. And then 5, don't run up balances on your credit cards or any revolving debt. So that's the pre-approval part of it. I'm going to send it back to Faye, and she's going to go over the steps that we're going to take up until when we get that purchase contract. All right. So Faye?
Right. So from my perspective, then there's importance in selecting the right realtor for you. You want to select somebody that you know, like, and trust. You might want to interview a few realtors to do that. You want to make sure that you're on the same page with somebody and that you've got a real good understanding that they are going to do the job right the first time, because there are some realtors out there that are just not that great at their job, to be honest. They're not going to be in good communication with you. They're not honest, and they don't really know how to do their job. I'm just being honest. You really want to have somebody that's got valuable expertise, negotiation skills, and access to the market resources that are really important. You want to know that they represent your best interests throughout the home buying process. It's really important that they have that initial consultation with you. It's a crucial step to understanding your preferences, needs, and desired location, your motivation for doing this move. Why are you buying? Are you buying to live in a certain area? Do you want to buy for your mother because she's aging, or what's your reason for buying? We need to know that, because it's really, really important. I know it might not seem important at the time, but it affects the whole buying process. So we need to listen to your requirements and help you define your home search criteria. So let's talk about the comprehensive search-based criteria. We've got access to MLS listings, off-market opportunities, and our professional network to find you the best home to meet your needs. We're going to talk about property viewings and how we can provide market insights, point out potential issues in a property, answer your questions. And it's especially important that we focus on those properties within your price range, if not even a little bit below, when you consider that there are additional costs to being a homeowner, such as homeowners association, HOA fees, utilities, insurance, and upkeep or potential renovations. We want to make sure that you can keep this home for the long haul. I don't want to have you as a client, have you in this home, and then you're paying it 2 years down the road, and then you're like, oh man, I got hit with this major renovation thing, and I can't afford to pay my mortgage now. You're calling me mad. I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to afford this home no matter what happens, what comes your way. So we want to make sure that I at my end, I've protected you for whatever comes your way. Your realtor is supposed to assist you in making an offer on that property and guide you through the negotiation process. It's my job to make sure that whatever it is that you're making an offer on, I get you the best deal possible. There's a lot of things that I can do in this process. There's buy downs of the credit. There's different negotiation tactics that I should, or any realtor should know, to be able to work with your lender and work with the seller to put you at the best advantaged place so that you're protected, whether that's helping you get a home warranty or helping you get the best rate possible. There's a whole lot of different factors that are in play, but we want to make sure that you've got the best rate and price and all these other different things that come into play with the contract, so that you've got yourself positioned legally and price-wise as best possible. At the end of the day, I want you to be legally liability protected. So I research the market conditions. I look at the comparable sales, and I advise you on the appropriate offer price. If I don't know that, I get with my broker and he helps me discuss it through and figure out the best price. Sometimes even my mortgage guy has resources I don't have, so he helps me with that too. Michael has a great resource that he can help me with that as well. The skilled retail realtor will negotiate on your behalf to secure favorable terms and address any contingencies. So there's often contingencies based on whether or not you sell your previous home, if you have a previous home, or if, sorry, lost my train of thought there. If there's any repairs that need to be done on the home, we can get that addressed at the end of the price negotiations done at the end after the appraisals are done. We want to get the price negotiation done so that you get the repairs paid for before you move into the home, or after the price is negotiated, so that you get what you need to do those repairs after you've moved in. I also collaborate with a transaction coordinator so that everything runs smoothly at the end of the day. And so they assist with paperwork, scheduling inspections, surveys, and coordinating with the lenders and title companies and other parties. And they help me streamline the administrative aspect of the transaction and ensure that deadlines are met and the documentation is organized. I also work with a trusted network of professionals such as mortgage brokers, home inspectors, and insurance agents, and provide referrals to numerous other people to ensure that you have a reliable team throughout the home buying process. Hang on one sec. So at the end of all this, post-closing, the assistance that you get from me does not just end at closing. I provide ongoing support, recommendations, and market insights for any future real estate endeavors. I also utilize a free service provider that helps set up all utilities and transfers all cable, internet, security services so that my clients don't have to deal with the hassle of spending hours on the phone with each of these service providers, and make sure that you save the most money for the plans on those services too. At the end of the day, I do research on things, on all the ins and outs of every part of the real estate transaction from beginning to end, so that my client knows they're in the best hands possible going forward. And if they have any questions, I can answer them. I go a little bit above and beyond what most realtors do in that respect, but not all realtors even know about that service. So that's a question that maybe you wouldn't get from most other realtors at the end of the day. I'm going to kick it over to JW so that he can help you with the title aspect of things.
Hey, no, I appreciate that, Faye. Can y'all hear me okay? Just want to make sure. Fantastic. So, look, when you're going through this whole process, buying your first home, it's a very scary thing, right? And, most of us, the biggest thing we've done is we've got an apartment that we had to put a 2-month down payment on, that they're holding on to. And, that's a huge amount of money. And now you're asking us to put 3%, 5%, 10% down, maybe more closing costs, whatever it is. This is a really big, scary decision. So the biggest thing that the three of us can do is make this as comfortable and easy and seamless as possible for you. So, we kind of come in at the last step of this. You've gotten pre-approved from Michael. He's done an amazing job. You're good. You can afford a home at X amount. Everything looks fantastic. Faye's helped you find your dream home. It's what you've always wanted to be, and you can raise a family in there. You can have all those things. Now we just got to get you across to the closing table. And that's where we come in. And what we really like to do is we like to make this process fun for you. We like to make it easy because it can be scary. You're going to sit down. I'm not going to lie to you. There's going to be a lot of papers to sign. It's not always, it can be a little bit intimidating. You sit at a table and it's like, hey, there's a stack like this. I mean, it's thick, right? You got 100. You may not sign all of them, but it's a lot to go through. But you want to find a title partner that you trust, that understands all those documents, that make you feel comfortable, that make it easy on you. What we'd like to do at Ally is we want to make you as comfortable as possible. Guess what that may be? It may be in your own home. You don't got to come to a title company. Any title company that says come to us, they're selfish. This ain't about us. This is about you. You're getting your dream home. So we're going to make it as easy and comfortable as possible on you. So we'll come to you. Potentially, depending on the lender, you can close online. If you can't close online, we'll send someone to you. You can come to our office, whatever it may be. But you really want to be with someone that makes you feel comfortable, helps you understand the document. If you have questions, that's fair. You should have questions. You know, you could say, somewhere in here, am I signing away my third child? Maybe. I don't know. I got to figure that out, right? Who's going to tell me what this paper means? We're going to let you know what it means. We're going to help you out. We're going to work with your lender. We're going to work with your agent. We're going to work with the agent on the other side of the transaction and make sure that everybody's comfortable, make sure we get the stuff on time. You know, there's a lot of key things that you got to know when it comes to the final stage of closing and title. First off, we have to order a survey. What does that mean? Well, we have to make sure the property's right. Faye's going to help you through the inspection process. Michael's going to help you through the appraisal process. Once we get all those things in, we're set, we're locked in, we're good to go. So this process, while it may seem intimidating, it may seem difficult, if you find the right partners, you find the right people, it's going to be very easy for you. And you're going to be in the right dream home. You're going to be where you want to be. Maybe it's not your dream home forever, but it's the dream home for right now. I know the first home I got was not the dream home I knew I was going to be in for the next 30 years. I'll tell you that much. It sure wasn't. I knew that at the time, but I knew it was a start. It was a stepping stone, right? So you need to have that. You need to have those partners. You have those people you trust. And, you know, the biggest part of title insurance, people ask me all the time is, why do I need title insurance? You know, I get homeowners insurance every month. Why do I need title insurance? What title insurance really does to protect you is it protects your claim to that house, to that property. And I know that may seem kind of an easy thing. Well, yeah, of course I just bought it. Of course it's mine. It's not that easy. I'll give you a perfect example. A gentleman passed away. His wife passed away years previous. He passed away, he had 3 kids. He also had an illegitimate kid that his other 3 kids didn't know about. The 3 kids decided, well, we're going to sell the property. Well, we run a title check on it. We go through all our process. We find this illegitimate child. We say, hey, this person has to sign off on this sale. You may ask, why is that? Why is that? Like, they didn't know about him. He's not in the will. Technically, he still has a right to that property. So if we didn't do our job correctly and we just said, hey, title's clear, and sold the home, there could be a situation where 5 years down the road, that illegitimate child came in and said, hey, I'm technically entitled to 25% of this property. Y'all didn't do your due diligence. He didn't have an actual will. My 3 half siblings just said that they're going to sell it without my knowledge. I have a claim to this, which they absolutely do. We make sure that doesn't happen. And that's why you need title insurance. It may seem a little costly. It may seem a little expensive, but it's a one-time fee. Where your homeowner's insurance, you're paying $100, $200, $300 a month every month for the life of that home. You only pay title insurance once, but what it does is protects you for that home because it is such a big purchase. And that's relative to everybody. It may be $100,000 to some people. It may be $1 million to some people. But this is a massive purchase that you want to make sure that you have full claim to for the life that you own that property. And that's what we really make sure that has happened. And if you choose us, we're going to make sure that happens. We're going to make sure you have a fun experience. You know, our offices are a little bit different. If you've ever bought a home before, first-time home buyers, you probably haven't, but you come to our office, there's some ping pong tables, there's some arcade games, there's some beer on tap, there's champagne, there's music playing. We're going to have a fun time. We're really going to celebrate this because you deserve to be celebrated through this closing experience because it's a major achievement for you. Now I'll kick it back for Faye here.
So ordinarily we would open to the floor to questions. I'm not sure if we have anybody in here. Do we have anybody in here, Michael? No. So
yeah, no, we're good. We're good on that aspect.
Okay. So in closing, I guess just to take action. If you're worried about taking action about buying a home, right now is actually a great time. The market is starting to do a downturn in terms of prices. Supply is actually starting to go up a bit because home builders are starting to build. So the market conditions are a little bit better in favor right now. What would you say about how it's looking right now, Michael, in terms of the rates? And we're talking, this is end of June, beginning of July, 2023. What's it looking like?
Well, the rates are, I mean, when we're talking about rates, there's a lot of factors that's going to play, going to come into play. And I don't want people to look at a market condition and think that's when or they should buy a property, because rates are going to fluctuate. And if you're ready to buy and there's a house that you want, then you can get the house and refinance in the future if the rate isn't what you want.
Right.
But the rates aren't the rates. I think what has happened is that the rates were low and everybody got, they got romance and fell in love with these low rates. Now that the rates are going up, which they're not extremely high, right now, but they've gone up. So now with the market correcting itself, people are a little hesitant to purchase, maybe. But the market hasn't slowed down because people are still buying houses. If you have any questions about if people are buying houses, just take a ride down the street and you'll see construction everywhere. So people aren't building houses just for them to sit. People build houses to sell. So if you see a lot of construction, then that's how you tell the market conditions. If there's a lot of construction going on, then the market is doing pretty good. Then so, and we can work out a rate. Rates can be worked with. We can look at rates and because like I said initially, when we go through that pre-approval, we're going to be looking at a lender that can provide you the best rate based on it. And this is going to be a retail market. So, a retail lender. So we can negotiate. We can do some things. So don't be scared of rates.
Right.
No, to add on to that, one, I hate the term marry the house, date the rate, or whatever it is, but there is some truth to that. I might even tell you, there's a lot of variable rates out there right now. Hey, you can get 4% for 3 years, and then you can refinance. Like, they're doing a lot of really creative products, but at the end of the day, the price of the home, the appreciation isn't going to go down. These homes aren't going to start depreciating. So if you can get into a home now at whatever the rate is, you need to get into it. That needs to happen, because if you wait for rates to go down to 4%, guess what's going to happen? That's going to bring in 50 other buyers that you're competing against. And when that happens, now you got to offer $50,000 over asking to just get your bid won, because everybody else is competing. At the end of the day, you're going to be paying more. So if you can afford a home and you're the one that's going to win that right now, you need to get into it. Don't wait, because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to get for you. If you think rates going down is going to help you, it's only going to hurt you, because you're going to start bringing in investors. They're going to start bringing in a whole slew of other competitors that's going to make it more difficult for you to get a house.
Yeah, I heard here in the Houston market that the average price of homes is somewhere in the 325 range right now. They're expecting nationwide the average price of homes to be around $400,000 by 2030, and the average price of homes to be around $600,000 by 2035, and around $1 million by 2040 nationwide.
And
So
that's just that you guys gotta understand that takes in farmland, rural areas, and all that. When you say 325 in Houston, that's talking Fulshire. Like, Houston area is considered wide and spread and all that.
greater metropolitan Houston. So this is hearing from the biggest nationwide investors and bankers. This is what they're saying at conferences behind closed doors. This is what is leaking out. This is not something they want people to know. This is why they're investing in real estate, because it's an asset that appreciates like this. If you can afford to buy a home right now and sit on it, buy it for your kids, sit on it. Just buy it. Honestly, it's the best investment you can make. It's going to appreciate more than I think the stock market is. It's insane.
Yeah, and if you find the house that you like, just that's what don't worry about rates. If you have the house that you like, if you have the house that you like, this is the house that you're going to be in for years and years and years and years. So you're investing in something that you're going to be. This isn't something that you're going to trade in after 3 or 4 years. This is something that you're going to be in for a while. So don't let a rate, or don't let someone say about the market condition hinder you from getting something that you potentially can enjoy until you retire and after that. So
And there's some really great credit repair tools and all kinds of things that can help you get yourself ready to get into a mortgage and get into a home right now. If you need any help with any of those things, give me a call. I can refer you to some of those services. I've done a lot of research on that end of things. I've helped people get into those services and help repair those credit. I'm sure Michael knows some of those services as well, or can refer to those things as well. I'm using one of their services right now to repair my own credit. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. I messed up my credit in my 20s. Just being honest. But, you know, we all, I don't think any of us are 100% perfect in our lives. And, you know, we all need some help sometimes in getting back on track. And it's okay. It's okay to admit that. So,
No, yeah,
I just
you know,
want-
it's great you say that, because I think one of the most important things for first-time home buyers is the understanding of what you can afford, right? And we all have our list. We all watch House Hunters and all the HGTV shows and all that stuff, and it looks great, right? Oh, I want 3 walk-in closets, and I want a 5-bedroom, and I want an open floor plan, and whatever else is like that, right? And we all have those dreams. It's cool to look at those houses and dream, but if you're really ready to buy a house or think you're close to it, talk to Faye, talk to Michael. Like, they're going to get you set up from the start. The most important thing is having a lender and an agent that are honest with you and let you know what you can afford and get you in the best possible home that fits you for that. Because yeah, I'm selfish. I look at $2 million homes all the time and dream about that, right? The pool, the outdoor kitchen, like that stuff looks amazing. I know I can't afford it, but I look at it all the time. But I'm also not going to go to Faye and say, hey, take me to like 7 of these homes I'm interested in buying. She's going to tell me like, well, you can afford that. Why am I going to take you to do it, right? So it's important to understand what your budget is and then work your way back from there. So talk to Michael first. Say, hey, what am I actually looking at? And he'll coach you through the best possible things, whether it's a monthly payment, because that's going to change. Does a house have an HOA? Does it not? Right? Those little factors, especially for first-time homebuyers, can really make a difference in what they can afford. So he's going to work hand in hand with Faye. They're going to put you in the best possible home that you can. But it's not a reality shop at times. I know that's tough to hear, but for first-time homebuyers, when I bought my first home, it wasn't what I was dreaming of. I'll be honest with you, right? So understand what those things are, understand what those things mean, and then try to get the best possible bang for your buck.
totally agree.
Absolutely. And then another thing, when I want to touch on one more thing about the credit. Don't try, if you feel like you may have credit issues, still talk to a loan officer. If you talk to me, you can speak with me, you can speak with Faye. Still, because you want to speak with the loan officer or real estate agent, because you may not be as far away from purchasing a house than you think. And if you are saying, well, I need to get my credit up to a certain score, how do you really know you need to get it up to that particular score? Talk to a real estate agent, talk to a loan officer, and then they can coach you to where your actual credit score needs to be to get the house that you actually want. Because sometimes it may not be credit, it may that you just need to pay off a little bit of debt.
Right.
So
I mean, debt to income is huge. You can have a lower credit score and have just have most of your debt paid off, and you can afford a house. It's really a balancing act of the two, and Michael can tell you that firsthand. He's running me through some of his programs the other day, and I was like, wow, I could afford a house like if I had my debt lowered the other day. I was like, man, I need to get this under control. But I'm working on it.
Things right.
Help me out.
It's that under control, but also like, oh, my family member may give me a couple of $1,000s that I may want to put towards a down payment, but really I'm better served putting that towards paying off debt because I can qualify it for more. So that's where it comes to having that expert of like, hey, I got some cash, if you will, that I can kind of play with. Where is it best suited for me?
Right. And you can use gifts for down payments too. So, I mean, that's a totally acceptable thing in some cases, for depending on the program that he's running you under for the loan program. you can use gifts for down payments. But he'll go over through all that with you, whether you're doing a fixed rate or an adjustable rate mortgage or anything like that. That's all with your loan officer and how all that works. We just want to make sure that you're in the best program for you long haul. At the end of the day, I feel like we're kind of reiterating the same things over and over. So I'm gonna kind of end it here. But if you have any questions, you see the numbers and the emails down below. We'd love for you to call us or email us. Just give us a call. We're here to help. We're here to be a resource. Even if you don't use us personally, just give us a call. We're happy to help you with any questions you have.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank everybody for joining. I do appreciate it. And thank you guys. Thank you to the panel. And I hope everyone has a very good day.
Yeah. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.